Hi guys, and welcome to Premier Prediction Week 19, and we start with the 8 o'clock kickoff, which is Hull versus Everton. Obviously, Everton had that Merseyside derby just before Christmas. It wasn't the best derby as we said in the previous video, and they ended up losing 1-0. They did bounce back on Boxing Day and beat Leicester 2-0. And I feel that if Everton can get their act together tonight, they can work as a team, and play to their strengths. I do feel that they can beat they can beat Hull quite comfortably tonight. So I'm hoping that Ronald Koeman, expecting Ronald Koeman to get them in the right frame of mind, and as I say, play to their strengths, get the balls into Lukaku, play Barkley, and get running at people. And I feel that they can score quite a lot of goals tonight. I still can't see them keeping a clean sheet. They've just lost Stecklenburg, their first choice goalkeeper. But I do feel that Everton can win quite comfortably. I'm going to go Hull 1, Everton 3. So we'll see how that one pans out. We now go to Saturday's fixtures and go straight to 3 o'clock kickoff. No lunchtime kickoff tomorrow. And we have Burnley versus Sunderland. And obviously, we spoke about these kind of games before. If you're down the bottom, these are very vital that you get 3 points. I think every single time I've said that so far this season, I've put the two teams down to draw, actually. And I've done exactly the same for this week, this time as well. I've gone Burnley 1, Sunderland 1. Again, Sunderland, they seem to go through patches where sometimes, they look quite decent, and then they go through the patches where they just look like a complete flop. Burnley, I haven't really seen much of them other than obviously the Arsenal game and against Liverpool and here and there and everywhere. But I just fancy a draw tomorrow. I'd say both two teams are going to be quite cautious at going forward. Have to probably concentrate on the defence a bit more than going forward. So that's why I've gone for the draw, to be honest. We then have Manchester United versus Middlesbrough. Obviously, Manchester United getting a couple of wins on their belt now. I think they've had 6 wins in a row. I do fancy Borough to score in this game. I can't see Manchester United keeping a clean sheet, but I do think that Man U will beat Middlesbrough. To be honest, I'm going to go Man U 2, Middlesbrough 1. We then have Swansea versus Bournemouth, and again, Swansea. I spoke about them this season, being nowhere near the side that there was last season. Bournemouth, again, that can be a funny side. Sometimes, again, they can turn up, and then other times they'll be a complete flop. Let their team down, let the fans down. I do fancy Bournemouth to be the stronger out of the two, and again, same as like I said with Everton, if they can play to their potential and if they can show up and play to their strengths, I do think that they can win quite comfortably. So I'm going to go Swansea 0, Bournemouth 2. We then have Chelsea versus Stoke. Obviously, Chelsea running away with the Premier League at the moment, 6 points clear of everybody else. Don't look like they're dropping points at the moment, working really well as a team. And again, can't really see Stoke being much of a problem. Yeah, they might play a couple of balls into Peter Crouch and maybe try and play that tactic. But I think that Chelsea are going to be too fast for them. I'm going to go Chelsea 3, Stoke 0. We then have Southampton versus West Bromwich Albion. Obviously, West Brom would be gutted that they conceded in the last couple of minutes against Arsenal on Monday rather. They did very well to keep Arsenal out. I think Arsenal had about 16 shots on target in the first half. So they did. Ben Foster did really well to keep them in that game, but obviously Giroud scored at the end, so that's probably a heart-sinking moment for West Bromwich Albion. Southampton took the lead against Tottenham on Wednesday, and obviously, again, they would have been gutted. They took the lead and then got battered 4-1 to Tottenham, so they want to try and get that out of the system. They want to try and work on the defence for this game against West Bromwich Albion, and for that, I'm going to go the way that West Brom performs against Arsenal, and the way I think that Southampton will tighten up their defence. I'm going to go for a draw in this game. I'm going to go Southampton 1, West Bromwich Albion 1. We then have Leicester versus West Ham, and I'm going to go for a lively game in this one. Really don't know why. Two teams that are not very good at defending this season, but two teams that like to attack. So I'm going to go Leicester 2, West Ham 2. We then have another lively game. At 5:30, Liverpool versus Manchester City. Obviously, two teams that are at the top. You talk about two teams at the bottom that need vital 3 points when it comes to these kind of games. It's exactly the same for the top, to be honest. If you can go on and beat a team like Manchester City, or if you can go on and beat a team like Liverpool, it proves, that we mean business. That we're not going to be a walk in the park, and we are real serious title contenders. However, I know that Liverpool did smack Stoke 4-1, and I know, that Manchester City have been putting a couple of performances together lately. Obviously, they smacked Hull 3-0. But again, I can't see the two teams run away with each other. I think both teams will be cautious. Won't go all guns blazing out. You have to play your tactic properly. And I'm going to go for a draw in this game. I'm going to go Liverpool 1, Manchester City 1. That'll benefit teams like Arsenal, Manchester United and Tottenham. And to be fair, Chelsea as well, who's top of the league. But as I say, I could be wrong. Liverpool could walk away with it, or Man City could walk away with it as well. So you just don't know. They could just have the game of their life. You just do not know. But my prediction, I'm going to go 1-1 because I think that both teams will be cautious. They'll tighten up their defences, and I think they'll both just obviously they'll both score. But I think Liverpool will probably score early, and then Manchester City will probably score in the second half or something like that. It'll be like that kind of 1-1. Or Manchester City will score early, and then Liverpool will score early in the second half, liven up the crowd, and just couldn't get the second goal. Those are the two predictions that I'm going to go for of how the game will pan out. We then go to New Year's Day football. At 1:30 we have Watford versus Tottenham. Obviously, I've already said about Tottenham. Their confidence will be running high at the moment. The way they absolutely smacked Southampton in that second half. Watford, I've spoken about them this season. They've not been the same side they was last season. Frustrating sides and keeping the ball out and stuff like that. So I'm going to go for a comfortable win for Tottenham, even though it's a bit of a derby. I'm going to go Watford 0, Spurs 2. And then to end off the New Year's Day football, we have Arsenal versus Crystal Palace at 4 o'clock. And again, they've just recently signed Sam Allardyce. Also recruited. They've recruited Sam Allardyce, for the manager. I'm not really looking forward to this game, to be honest. Again, I have no right to write this down, to be honest. Not the way Arsenal's been playing. Yes, I say, the 16 shots against West Brom, but I really wasn't happy with the way we performed, to be honest. The football was poor. It was slow. It's just not Arsenal at the moment. They've just gone back to being boring and not playing quick and fast football at the moment. So again, had no right to write this down, but I'm going to go Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 1. Don't fancy Arsenal to keep the clean sheet, but I do fancy, again, if we could put their act together and play to our strengths, to win quite comfortably. But I've said that quite a lot of times this season with Arsenal, so we'll see if that pans out. So that's been the predictions for this weekend, guys, and I'll see you Monday for the Monday fixtures, which go on over till Wednesday, I believe, and then it's FA Cup football after that. So I hope everyone has a happy new year, and stay safe. If you go out drinking, as I say, stay safe. Don't drink too much, and I will see you Monday for the fixtures. Thank you for watching, guys.